Evening, good afternoon. My name is Sarah Elizabeth, and I am the conscious content creator for the Healer's Nest, intuitive life coach, self-published author, and space holder for established female entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for being with me in this time and space. I'm really excited about talking to you about a journey that I took about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and things have just came full circle for me, and I really wanted to authentically teach this subject authentically and give you guys a healing path if you have experienced a heartbreak or some type of grief caused by heartbreak in your life. So before we get started, I wanted to go ahead and be transparent. So I just launched a healing bundle for the month of February. And every month, the Healer's Nest releases some type of healing bundle to support that energy and to support you for that month. And so today we just launched the new healing bundle, which is how to mend or heal a broken heart. However, just know that you're going to be getting a lot of information here, and I will be sharing that throughout the video. If you wish to go deeper in your healing, I totally invite you to do so. There is a beautiful resource that I created for my heart space that has all the journal prompts and all the spiritual guidance that you need within that 8-page healing bundle to allow you to explore your broken heart and to mend it. And also there is a 45-minute Kundalini yoga meditation. Don't let those numbers scare you. This is a beautiful practice that you and I will do together. And so if you wish to go deeper in this topic that we're talking about today, be sure to check out my link tree. It is in my bio of the Healer's Nest, and towards the bottom, you'll see the link for the healing bundle that is available through the Healer's Nest website right now. So I am so excited about teaching you this, and the reason why I felt called to do this is because we're moving into a space where healing is necessary, and in order to be even more successful, even more whole, and to release energies that no longer serve you, it's important that we are equipped with information that will support us to get us to the next path if it resonates with us. And so that is my job as a intuitive healer or teacher, is to teach you guys the things that I've learned from my journey and give you guys a simpler path than I have taken, and you guys can make it your own, and you guys can start living from your heart space with your heart wide open, without any fear, without any judgment. And so it's just important that we have tools in our toolbox to support us. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. It's just giving you guys some more tools, or to give you the tools to work through something else in your life, because what I'm going to be talking about today, it's very universal. Also, if you are joining me just a little bit later, I want you to do #replay and tell me something that you've healed or learned from a broken heart. I read all of your comments. I'm very engaged, and so I'm looking forward to communicating back and forth with you. 2, if you feel very moved in this conversation, if you feel empowered, if you're taking tons of notes, I really want to encourage you to either tag somebody in this video or share this video and tell people what you've learned and how this could potentially support them on their personal healing, spiritual, and business path. If you're joining me on Clubhouse, I want you to do the same thing. If you feel encouraged, empowered, like, wow, this is amazing information, I want to encourage you to also invite people into this talk if it resonates with you. All right. So in 2019, at the beginning of 2019, was beginning of a shift for me. I've been working on becoming a better mother. I've been working on becoming a better wife. I've been becoming just to be an overall better person. And what I have learned is, looking back, I was doing healing work to make me a better person. Yes, I've touched some of the things revolved around childhood trauma, which that was a stem of all of my personal growth. And looking back, I just realized I was becoming a better person, but I was really praying for a specific thing, and that was my marriage. I was really praying around my marriage. Because let me know if you resonate with this. As a woman who goes into spiritual or personal development or business development for that matter, we adopt and we shed and we implement what we've known, and that gives us, it's like we're getting pieces of ourselves back into our body, right? Well, what usually happens, the woman or the spouse who's doing all that work, she ascends, and the person right here just stays right where they were. And I know for me, I knew deep down in my heart that that's not how it was supposed to work for us in my marriage. So I really was praying for my marriage, praying for it to work, because I truly saw myself with this person for the rest of my life, and it was confirmed. So I went on this trip, and it was a really crazy time for me. I don't know, I'm not going to get into all the details, but at the end of the trip, I experienced a massive heartbreak. It was very, very, I thought I was going to die. Like, I wish I could die. I wish I could just disappear. And I'll never forget sitting in meditation, seeing the color green and white, and just like my heart just shattering in a billion pieces. I've never experienced anything like that before. And I was just sitting there praying and just saying, oh my gosh, like, God, what is this about? And I'll never forget feeling and seeing gold just being poured into my heart space. It was like it was stopping the cracks. And for the next couple days, I was moving through heartbreak. And it was something that I've never experienced before, okay? And during that time, I was very prayerful, and I was very mindful also. I was in my journal. I took my journal out, looking at those, reflecting back on that time, and just listening to that intuitive guidance. And a couple days later, that broken heart led me by force because I was running away from it. I was being forced to confront my truth to my spouse. And when I was actually able to tell my truth and put that information out there to my husband, I realized that the heartbreak that I have experienced was what my husband was going through at that very moment. And I'm telling you guys, when you really listen to that voice and follow that voice, even though it's telling you to like do these things where it makes sense, but your ego gets in the way, you know what I'm saying? I realized that, wow, even though this sucks right now, I know why I experienced that heartbreak first, because I was able to hold space of compassion for my husband, whose heart was massively breaking at that moment. Okay? So that had to happen. My heart had to get broken in order for me to feel compassion, someone else's pain and compassion. Because I'm pretty sure if I would have delivered this news in my own egotistic way, then I would have been a little destructive about it, a little gangster about it. You know what I'm saying? So it just led me, after that moment of that healing, my husband and I, we went separate ways because we are a military family, and he was being deployed and I moved to Florida. And he and I, we were good. We're good, right? But I'm still feeling the effects of a broken heart. And it's taken me back to this time where it all initiated. It initiated by going on this trip and then having someone tell me something or do something to me that just really rocked my world. And ever since that day, I've never been the same. Because before that, I was all happy-go-lucky and cheerful and just loving everybody, being around everybody, to very closed off. I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to be heard. I just wanted to be left alone. And a couple months after realizing that, moving forward, I was talking to a friend and she was sharing her healing journey, and it just dawned on me of what actually happened. And that was, my heart space, my heart chakra was closed. It was closed off. It was done. So during that time, up until a couple months ago, I have been really working on my heart space and working to release those things and to start living with my heart wide open once again, which I do that gleefully and mindfully, with love, with respect, and of course with boundaries. So there is my story. So I just want to make clear, and this is Spirit helping me get very specific with who I'm talking to. First off, if you went through a bad breakup and you don't have anybody for Valentine's Day, I invite you to do this work. I invite you to sit down this weekend and over the new moon, because the new moon is the 12th, and do this work, okay? However, I'm really talking to people that have experienced a broken heart, however, has not released that energy. Somehow it's still stuffed within our body or trapped within our body. And even though on the outside our lives appear to be lavish and great and successful, we're making money, we're with our love mate or soulmate, whatever the case may be, that's all great and dandy. However, there is still a piece of you that still hurts, that is still trapped, and that is still keeping you from playing small or not showing up. And so this is why I showed up talking about this today, because I'm really specifically talking to you, the person that has experienced some type of heartache that created shame and grief and a limited mindset with yourself. And I wanted to give you the tools to overcome that. And so if that is you today, thank you for being here. And let's get started with our notes, all right? So let me get over here. So I'm going to share with you the steps that I have taken to overcome a broken heart. And if you feel safe, or if you just want to grab your journal and take notes, I will leave this video up. I want you to imagine, sense, or feel something in your body that is causing you discomfort, or ask your heart space, is there something that needs to be released right now? Or think about something that you want to do, but you feel like you're not good enough to do it, or you haven't taken that action yet. And is that caused by having your heart broken, whether it's by your someone in the past, your childhood, losing somebody? Heartbreak can happen in many, many ways. So think about those incidences. Now, I just want to say you can take this practice as far and as wide as you want to. Okay? And in fact, I encourage you to start small so you can gain the understanding, the comfort, the practice of it, because what I'm giving you, it's a practice. So it's always good to start with something small and experience that release, that energetic weight being lifted, that heart wall being taken down. So think about something that you would like to start working on and releasing today. Hold on one second. Ooh. Are y'all going? Can you guys go upstairs?
Can I watch a movie?
Yes. Go upstairs. Go, 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 go. I'm on. Okay. So I work from home, clearly. And I could have been in my room, but I really like the lighting down here and the energy down here. I just recorded a Kundalini yoga meditation in my living room. And the energy is still lingering around that. So I just want to be in it. So what was I saying? Love you. All right. So again, think about something that you can ask your heart space, connect to your body, and just ask, okay, what's something that needs to be released today? Think about something that you want to do, but you feel like you can't do it because it may have been for the fact that you experienced heartbreak in your life. Okay? Once you have identified what that thing is, what that block is, what does it feel like for you in your body? What does it feel like? And when does that start for you? And has that energy or thought hindered you in some type of way? So we're going to identify something that we're going to be working on that may have been stemmed from a broken heart. We're going to identify what that feels like in the body. We're going to identify when does it start. And we're going to take a look at why or how it's hindered you. Okay? So it's important to note too, you might want to write this down. It's really important to stay on track, and the way that we stay on track is by writing our intentions down. So before you start going into this work, you want to write down your intentions, okay? What is it that you wish to let go of, and what do you wish to call in? So the second step that we are going to do is, once we are aware of this emotion or this thought and how it's taken our, how it has affected us personally, spiritually, mentally, in our relationships, in our business, have we been conscious to this pattern, or is this the first time that you have became aware or conscious of this pattern? Now, if this is the first time that you have been conscious to it, good job. You're on the right in the right place. If this is something that you have been aware of, however, you've been running from it, I want you to bring into awareness why you have been running. And this is your work. There's no right or wrong answer into this, okay? Just, this work is for you. You have to be honest. You're going to be reading the answers. You're going to be reaping the benefits. So it's really important that you're honest with yourself. Why have you been running? Now, it may be because you don't have the tools, or you don't have the time, or you don't have the space or the resources. And I like to say, well, the divine ordained this for us to talk about this and give you the tools. And if you wish to go deeper, which I encourage you to do, I have a beautiful healing bundle that you could take advantage of to allow you to go deeper into this. All right, so, we're getting rid of the lie, the story of I don't have the resources, because here we are. And the second reason why a lot of people run from what they're experiencing, from the aches and haunts of their heartache, is because they're scared to meet that emotion. They're scared to meet that thought. And so I want to share with you a passage that really allowed me to look at my own shadows and to look at my negative emotions or positive emotions without being attached to them. There is a beautiful book called Radical Acceptance, Embracing Your Life with the Heart of Buddha. And this is from Tara Brach. Highly encourage you guys to listen to her podcast and read this book. It is an amazing book. But in her book, she talks about the story of this man, this very successful man. And there is a type of enlightenment or goal that he's trying to achieve. And every time that he starts walking that path, then there's this scary looking woman with her tongue out and serpent hair, and she's dark, and she's got red lipstick on, and she's just really, really, really scary. So every time that he goes towards that way, she comes out, well, he goes back, okay? And so that cycle happens a couple times, over and over and over again. And finally, he goes to this wise man, and he's like, yo, like, I keep seeing this person appear to me, and I'm so scared of her, or scared of it. And he said, you need to start meeting her. You need to start bringing her in. You need to start inviting her in. And this person that's identified as this scary emotion or scary thought, it's what is called Mara. Okay, so Mara is this big scary person that we are scared of. And the wise man told him, start inviting Mara to tea. And so The man went back home, and this Mara came up, knocked on his door, and he opened the door, and he said, "Come on in, Mara. I would like to give you some tea." And so she came in, and she pulled out all the scare tactics out of her pocket, and his face, scaring her, scaring him, all that stuff. And he was not fazed at all. He was just sitting there. And he's like, "If there's anything that you're going to do to me, you can do it to me right now. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm sitting right here." And eventually, Mara disappeared. So that is the story that I carry with me from this book, because the reason why that we run from our thoughts or from our emotions, it is because we are scared of them. But in reality, we should not be scared of them. They are just a part of our being that is begging to be looked at, so they can disappear and we can heal and we can move forward with our lives. In this book, she says, "I see you, Mara, and clearly recognize the reality of craving and fear that lives in each human heart. By accepting these experiences with warmth of compassion, we offer Mara with tea rather than fearfully driving him away. Seeing what is true, we hold what is seen with kindness, this unconditional friendliness that Jacob bravely offered when he bowed down to his confusion." So when you start to experience, start going deeper into this work, give this energy a name. Give this person a name. My name for me, my thing is Mara. And I look at Mara and I say, "Okay, what is it that you need right now? Come in. What do you need?" And that goes into our third thing. Identify the emotion as Mara and ask her, what would you like to ask this emotion? From the highest good. In my highest good, what do I need to learn from you, Mara? What do I need to learn from this emotion? What do I need to learn from this experience? What does this emotion need? And what would you like to ask her? And this is questions that you can write down or also get from the Healer's Nest Healing Bundle, which is completely organized and for you. Okay, I'm just sharing the backstory. So ask this part of yourself that needs intention and love, what is it that I need to learn from this? What is it that I need to let go of? What do you need in this moment right now? And if you sit with your journal, you will find or feel or see or sense the lesson that this emotion has in front of you, as long as we don't run from it. One thing that I've learned on my spiritual path or healing path, and it does come from the teachings from the Buddha, is that there's no negative or positive emotions. And the reason why we end up suffering is because we are holding on to that moment, trying to manipulate it, trying to do something with it, when in reality we should just let it go. And we have this idea that a negative emotion is a negative emotion or a positive emotion is a positive emotion. When we begin to reach a point in our path to see emotions in a neutral standpoint, we notice that we are no longer affected by what other people are doing to us, because we have that that solid practice of protecting ourselves and healing our heart space, and most importantly, the wisdom from it. When you begin asking these questions, you should come up with answers that make you feel good and give you the courage to let go of the broken fragments of your broken heart. So you're calling back in yourself, you're making yourself whole with the wisdom, with the understanding, with the enlightenment, and you're allowing those other parts of you to fall away. It's really important to forgive yourself and highlight the lessons of the experience that stemmed from our broken heart. Once you've gotten that, it's important that you clear your energy. So we're doing the journal work, we're sitting in meditation, we're doing all of that work. However, the last part that we all fail to not do, which I'm guilty of it too, is releasing it energetically. And you could do that through movement. You could do that through going outside. What I like to do energetically, once I've written all this stuff down, I take what is needed and then I set the rest of it on fire. That is signaling that I'm calling all the good stuff in, allowing all the bad stuff to go out, and it's basically being transmuted for my highest good and for the collective's highest good. So be sure to do some type of energetic exercise. And in the healing bundle, I found and teach a Kundalini yoga meditation, which is all about movement and breath work to help us release and get rid of that energy. All right. So how will these lessons shape setting your intentions for yourself and for your life and for your business? In order to have breakthrough, we have to break down, okay? And we have to take our time getting there. It's not just going to happen overnight, all right? And sometimes the only way that spirit can get through us is through pain. And what I've learned, pain and darkness will teach me things that light and love never will. I always end up back into the light, but I really take my shadow work very seriously, because it just really forces me to look at parts of myself that I didn't know exist and that I've been suppressing or depressing down, right? So it's important to take the lessons and set your intentions. And the last thing I want to bring around to you is to give yourself space, to give yourself time, and to be sure to practice, and you're moving through it. In the healing bundle, I included an emotional guidance scale, all right? And the emotional guidance scale is made up by Abraham Hicks. And she tells us, each of these words, overwhelmment, disappointment, hopefulness, optimism, they resonate at different frequencies, right? And our job is not to stay at a constant high frequency, okay? It is our job to move back into that frequency if we are knocked out of alignment. And with a broken heart, we're often knocked out of alignment. When we experience heartbreak, we usually experience hatred, revenge, anger, disencouragement, blame, worry, doubt, disappointment. Like we're just climbing up here. So if you start to notice yourself just climbing up to joy, appreciation, empowered, freedom, love, when we begin to have that experience, then we know that the lesson is done, Okay, the karma is done. And the most important thing that we need to remember is to move through it. Move through it. And that's why I created a meditation, because I want to encourage you to do that for at least 40 days, because we'll taste a little bit of healing, we'll taste a little bit of enlightenment and think that's it. However, that's just very surface. There's more. There's more. So don't just ignore or bypass something that you feel like is a negative emotion. It's not that way. You're just moving up a space to get to joy, appreciation, empowerment, freedom, love, authenticity, abundance, prosperity. So I pray that this Instagram Live has supported you. I just want to thank you so much for being here. Again, I want you to take what moves you in this video, and if you wish to go deeper in your practice, be sure to check out the link in my Instagram bio. Go to Healing Your Broken Heart tab, and all the information is right there. You get this 8-page healing bundle, a Spotify playlist, which is free, and a Kundalini yoga meditation practice that we get to do together. I love you guys so very much. Thank you for allowing me to share. Thank you so much for allowing me to teach you and guide you. And if there's anything that you need, just let me know. Much love and light. Talk to you soon. Let's see.